Hey guys, come along with me as I head out from Cornwall Courts. We're driving through Sun Valley Road, then making our way up Albion Road. After that, it's through Leaders Avenue, and straight on to the airport. I'm so excited to check in for my WestJet flight. Next stop, Toronto.
Pilih dulu dia. Boleh dekat dia mah. Michy mi come over there. Link the road down the road. When you fight door answer. Yeah. Yeah, you come.
Drop off zone. Just land.
Yeah, la poi after the code, where's the code? I'll bring the other one.
No, not yet. I'm just Spanish.
Here waiting on my drive to pick me up. To pick me up. Just land. And I'm waiting for my pickup. Welcome to Toronto.
So how was your trip up from Jamaica, man?
My trip was so great.
How many hours?
Really for around 2-1.
So welcome to Canada.
Welcome to Canada.
How much time is it? 4 time or 3 time?
I am going home now.
Don't spit it on all the road.
Western Road. I am on Western Road.
Western on 401. money beggar. Sometimes the rich, you know, them have money, have big house, and then come out and beg for tax-free money. And they make good money sometimes.
She have house, right?
I don't know, but sometimes they do. But they come out like they must suffer. And look how more you see when they make a change off.
What? Subway? Beer store?
Yeah, Subway and a beer store. Subway like bread sandwich. And soup.
Which street this now?
Western Road.
Oh, Western Road. Western Road. This is what, going to Albion Road?
No.
Or we still on
That is
Western Road?
Albion.
Or we
This is
still on Western Road?
No, that Albion
Oh.
is Wilson. Going across there is Western Road.
This street is what now? Wilson Street. This is Wilson Street in Toronto and Beverly Hills.
This mall over here is Sheridan Mall.
Sheridan Mall. We're over there, sir?
Yeah, this mall, yeah.
Oh, this is a Sheridan Mall.
Yeah.
Shoppers Drug Mart over there.
Bank,
No frills. Scotiabank. Burger King. You love burger? Burger, me buy at the waiting area, Jamaica Airport.
Yeah. How much for that? $1,000?
Boy, you know, the airport expensive.
Yeah.
Is that a KFC down there?
Yeah.
That is a KFC. People, there's KFC in Toronto. Jamaican people, I'm talking to you. That's a KFC down there. Which street is?
On the street at Cornwall Plaza. I'm not gonna buy something over there, so.
Oh. This is now Food Basics. I'll be going in there right now. See it there? Always more for less.
We buy 18 pieces of chicken and Antigua for $102.
Reasonable, right?
Compared to over here.
Mm.
Okay.
I'm going into that store behind me. Always more for less. Food basics. I'm going in there. No, no, no. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Welcome, welcome into the supermarket. There it is. This is lemon. Apples. These are apples. Eggplants. Look at these eggplants. Eggplants. Wow. Mango.
Read this.
What are they? Appear in color? No, me never see it. It tastes nice, right?
Yeah, you can pick up couple, you can try it.
Box pears is a pear like different type.
Yeah, take that one out. Yeah, mix it up.
Oh,
Hey. Yeah, just see
this is pear. Your type of pear.
Okay, I'll get it to. He's supposed to come today. You call him. Okay, you want to try calling back? Okay. He will come. Maybe he was busy. I never remember. Yeah. Huh?
Peanuts.
Long time I see. Maybe 60, I'm not too sure. Long time I see. I'm here for brother. Okay.
Oh, grapes. It's grapes. These are grapes.
You want to try some planting?
Mm-hmm. Planting, planting.
13 o'clock.
Who love planting? Right, planting.
You want grapes there?
Yeah. These are brown bread. I love These are milk. These are orange juice. Mm-hmm.
Always coming down this side. I don't come in the big one. I don't know why. Get out of bag.
I'm doing breakfast right now. I'm going to fry plantain, ripe plantain, and fry roast breadfruit. Yes, I'm going to fry roast breadfruit and ripe plantain for breakfast. This is the oil eating up. This is the breadfruit. That is it. Fried breadfruit. Put in next set to fry. Now add the plantain to the pot to fry. That's it. That's it so far. Press plantain with fried breadfruit. Now I'm going to look about tuna fish to eat with it. That's tuna with sauce. Breakfast is served. Enjoy. Now breakfast is served and now eating breakfast.
Withdraw. We need to show some steel in the face of Putin's continuing attack. Final thought, Kate, to end on a positive note. Let's look at what came out of that meeting yesterday. We saw the leaders of Europe talk about security guarantees, and the President of the United States agreed with them. You saw
Planting. That part kind of, taste burned though. But when it was burning, it's nice though.
A relatively small country, but with real determination and knowing he shares a 600, 800-mile border with Russia, so much courage and steadfast steel from those Europeans. We ought to partner with them and face down Vladimir Putin.
That being progress coming out from yesterday, and now we see where it heads from here. It's great to see you. Well, thank you so much. Coming up for us, CNN sits down with one of the stars of White Lotus as Emmy voting officially kicks off at a television's biggest night in a landmark church on the move in Sweden. Why this entire 600-ton building?
This is a fried breadfruit. Mm-hmm.
I'm Kylie Gowdy, that's the State Department, and this is CNN.
Mm-hmm. Awesome.
To help you see untapped possibilities and relentlessly work with you to make them real.
I will give you $100 for every question you answer correctly in this 28-degree ice bath.
Yes.
Absolutely delicious.
First question. How many subscriptions are you paying for? 3? Let's download Rocket Money and see if you're right. Oh, you're actually paying for 15 subscriptions, and that's costing you $269 more. I'll give you another chance. How much did you spend on takeout last week?
Like $60.
And wrong. It was actually
Planting.
The app is still
Next time.
Yeah, it shows you all your upcoming expenses in one place, including subscriptions you forgot about. And if you see a subscription you no longer want, you can cancel it. It also helps you create a budget so you don't overspend, and it can even negotiate your bills for you.
Oh, that's great. Check it out now, please. These bills are crazy.
I need air. Peace for you. Let me know if you enjoyed it.
She can sell all or part of it to Coventry for cash, even a term policy. Even a term policy? Find out if you're sitting on a gold mine. Call Coventry Direct today with 800-461-8800 or visit CoventryDirect.com.
I used to think I was never meant to be beautiful. I was teased because of my teeth. I didn't like the person looking back at me in the mirror. I never thought I could afford dental implants. You and your team work within my budget and help me feel confident in the plan we made together. I love my new smile. Thank you.
Congratulations, Cynthia.
Introducing our new lifetime warranty on zirconia arches. Only at Clear Choice. Call to schedule a free consultation.
Hi,
position did you play?
First base. That's what my grandpa used to play. We are here.
Medicare required. Clear caption service is provided at no cost to you through a federally funded program. We deliver, install, and train you on how to use your phone, all at no cost to you.
Give your loved ones the independence and connection they
Association Walk to End Alzheimer's. Join the fight at alz.org/walk.
Ooh, I can ignore that. Just a reminder to get life insurance, but I can do it later.
We just got our life insurance through Ethos. You could get $1 million in coverage, and it only takes about 10 minutes.
That's not bad, actually.
Check your price today at ethos.com.
It's fun for me to win on the course, but it's even more fun to win a deal match.
Lori won $2,000 Tiffany earrings for just $1, and Joseph won an iPad for just $6. There's millions of fast options. So try today at dealdash.com for $50 of free credit and your first win guaranteed. If you know luxury, it's not just important, it's real important.
for this scenario, well, it's the Buyer Guaranteed Home Purchase Program. So you don't want to go down the road of uncertainty. You want the experts with 37 years experience that know where the curveballs are. 416-917-5466. 416-917-LION, or go to GetLeo.com. GetLeo.com and start packing with confidence. The C&E is the place to be. Catch 98 degrees at the Bell C&E Band Shop on Saturday and the Commodores on Sunday. Head over to Superdog's Wild Wild World for a possible show you won't want to miss. Then be sure to check out all the fun at the C&E Farm. From tractor pulls to yo-yoga, there's something for everyone. The C&E. Summer with us. Buy online at DX.com. Let's reveal August 15th to September 3rd.
Can't put the phone in on this.
Backrooms and grocery are very, very tiny, and kind of the sortation requirements that you've got at a beer store see you sorting by private molds, by colors of glass, and by size, and that kind of takes up a lot of space. So anyway, that's a problem. So logistics, when you think about, and I know you mentioned you're not a drinker, but for those who do drink, when you walk into a beer store, there's some runs right into the back room. You're actually just kind of roll right down the line there.
table trying to fix this? Because first of all, big grocers, this has got to be working out in their favor, but would they blink and say, hey, we don't want beer if it means, they could find a whole aisle to put beer in that didn't exist before, and I get that's front of store, and maybe they don't have the room in it back of store, but in order to sell it, they could sure find a way to make room. And I wonder if in this standoff between chicken, who's going to believe, or do you think the government is going to come up with a different variable plan?
It's unclear right now. It's pretty clear that they both want a resolution, and both have been communicating in the problems with the government. It's just a question, I mentioned kind of the tight business case on the grocery side, but, on a lot of other products, they've got a wider margin. So if you're thinking of layering on extra costs, there's always be some business case and some math done internally to say, yeah, that makes sense. It's pretty light here on the alcohol side of things. A grocery's got to compete not just on convenience, not just being closer to you physically, they also got to compete on price. And in a scenario in 2026, if grocers are now selling alcohol in a more expensive fashion than a convenience store, that's harmful to that business model, and that's not something grocers are going to be able to do.
Okay, so 2026 is fast approaching. Do you see a resolution on the horizon?
It's unclear at this moment. There's a lot of kind of pieces to this puzzle, so it's kind of both on the financial side with government as well as the recycling side with the beer store. So, we continue to talk with government. We keep continuing to pitch other options. I don't know where things go at this point, but of course we've got the September session coming up and the legislature's been resumed, so I think that'll add a lot of pressure to the conversation.
Delay to get from the 410 all the way up towards Warden. Blame it on the rain. And off the majors, the collision on Woodbine and Norway. Traffic brought to you by Frank Leo, your home sold guaranteed. Frank Leo of Remax has a multi-million-dollar marketing system guaranteed to get sold. If Frank will buy it, get more. Go to getleo.com. Start packing with confidence with your news top 1010 Toronto traffic. I'm Adjua, CIF1.
This is the CTV News at 6 o'clock on News Talk 1010. For Air Canada, flights and the effect on thousands of passengers.
Flights resume this afternoon from a number of airports, but it could be a week or more before things are back to normal. Safety shining on fly inside Pearson Airport tonight with some latest developments. John.
Charlotte Nathan, Air Canada saying that events will get up to 53% of capacity today as they ramp up to 100%. But as you said, wheels are up, flights are moving, and some passengers are happy. Getting off the ground. The first Air Canada flights to leave Pearson in 3 days. The strike by its flight attendants is over, with a statement from QB saying, unpaid work is over. We have reclaimed our voice and our power. When our rights were taken away, we stood strong, we fought back, and we secured a tentative agreement that our members can vote on.
Of course, we're thrilled that we're going to be able to get the planes back in the air.
The tentative deal coming at 4:30 this morning. No details yet, as members have yet to vote. Throughout the day, passengers began arriving at Terminal 1, creating a long line with many unsure if they'll be able to check in.
Hopefully, fingers crossed.
The first flight leaving for Montreal just after 4 p.m.
We have a ticket to go to Calgary.
Paris Christelle arrived from France and was forced to wait days for a connecting flight to Calgary. She was one of the first to be able to check in.
We are very happy. We're very tired.
At the help desk, Marsh Rose will book on another airline to get his family home to Calgary, costing much more. The Western ticket is as far as 8 days. Just about 8,000 or yeah, 7,000 for more people. For the difference? 5 times the difference.
We don't know anything, so we're just kind of waiting to see if we get on planes and pray for the best.
Shelley DeVoe and her family are trying to get home to Halifax. They have a flight booked, but can't get a boarding pass. What are you going to do?
Sit here with my mom. I don't know.
Now begins the task of getting things moving. There have been dozens of planes parked at the airfield for 3 days, and Air Canada has to get them ready to fly. Air Canada says it will take 7 to 10 days before they're back to full capacity, with the GTAA saying it's all hands on deck.
There's been a lot of staff that have been brought into the airport to assist with that across the terminals. It's going to become busy out here on the airfield as these planes get towed back to the gate. Our apron control tower will be managing those movements.
And the airline saying, do not come to the airport unless you have a confirmed flight. But
If we haven't notified you yet, we do plan to operate your aircraft.
and the slow process of restarting the country's biggest airline means it's likely that confusion for passengers will last for some time. One of the people we saw flying out today was actually QP National President Mark Hancock. He told us that this tentative deal is a 4-year deal, but wouldn't give any more details as the membership has yet to vote. Reporting live on Sean Leaf, on Nathan Michelle, send it back to you.
Thank you, Sean. While the return to the skies will be a welcome relief for those planning trips in the coming days, it isn't having an immediate impact on those who've been stranded by canceled flights.
Thousands of passengers have been forced to make alternate plans, and in many cases, very expensive arrangements. TV's Allison Hurst has been speaking with stranded passengers and joins us live with their stories. Allison.
Nathan, the biggest frustration we've been hearing from passengers is the lack of communication from Air Canada. So some are taking it into their own hands, booking with other airlines for huge ticket prices, and others are getting creative. Welcome to Athens. This is where we are staying. First time in Greece. A trip of a lifetime for Kelsey Horner, her sister and mom, has found them grounded in Greece.
I've phoned Air Canada 18 times now, and there's been no answers. I can't get a hold of anyone. It's just ridiculous.
We're sorry, but we cannot connect you to an agent right now due to exceptionally high call volumes.
Horner says the first communication she got from Air Canada informed her their flights were canceled, and they could not rebook them. She searched for an alternate airline and found one, charging $8,000 to get them all home.
It's disgusting that other airlines are now gouging customers who are just trying to get home.
Remy Rick and his extended family are running into the same problem, stuck in the south of France following a wedding.
Average ticket is around $6,000 per person. So, I'm going to need $12,000 for just my family.
They are staying in a hotel near the airport as they try to contact anyone from Air Canada.
We're kind of in limbo, still haven't been able to get a hold of anybody. We've tried every number.
Advocates say passengers have a right to alternate transportation, but as they must refuse the refund while the new flight is secured, sends the airline the bill.
If Air Canada doesn't pay within 30 days, the 31st day I would serve Air Canada with small claims for papers.
As planes start to get moving, Air Canada says it could take up to 10 days to be running at 100%. So some passengers are getting creative.
Took a bus from Winnipeg to Toronto, and it was like almost a 36-hour bus. Four buses, 3 transfers, not easy at all.
He did it to catch his flight on a different airline to Pakistan.
I suffered a lot, and I really want them to at least give
Why I'm
me an
lucky, why I'm not
apology
good on
and
the
refund my
sound
money.
A feeling shared by many like Horner left stranded.
I didn't plan to add another $8,000 to my trip.
With a giant unexpected expense to get home. Advocates say in the event of a strike, which is classified as outside of an airline's control, large airlines such as Air Canada are still required to book customers a new reservation for the next available flight that is operated by any carrier, and this includes competitors, and that Air Canada is supposed to foot the bill. Reporting live, I'm Allison Hurst. Back to you in studio.
Thank you, Allison. Meantime, a class action lawsuit is in the works in Quebec for Air Canada passengers affected by the flight attendant strike. The lead plaintiff in the proposed lawsuit was rebooked on a flight 86 hours after her cancellation. The lawyer says it violates the air passenger protection rules and states Air Canada has up to 2 days to rebook on its own plane or on the next available flight on a different carrier. The proposed class action also states Air Canada misled its customers to convince them to accept a refund. Meanwhile, a second class action has been proposed against Air Canada and Suzy. It claims the union illegally continued its strike.
So as tonight, the long-term fallout from the flight attendant strike. To look at what the decision to defy the back-to-work order could mean for other federal labor disputes. But first, a look at the forecast for the last couple of cities with some rain coming down in most areas, good for the grass and gardens, but maybe not so good if the kids have maybe soccer or baseball tonight. Lindsay Morris makes a look at the things in issue. Hey, Lindsay.
Yeah, it's a win in some areas, Nathan, and maybe not so much in others. If you have Tuesday evening plans, well, you're stuck with this. We have widespread rain. It is light to moderate across most parts of the GTA right now. And we're going to be dealing with this for the next couple of hours before it tapers off and moves out. Any lightning right now appears to simply be over Lake Erie, so that's good news there. We do have an east wind right now. It's not overly strong. Temperatures a little cooler again today. For example, it's 16 in Toronto, 18 in Peterborough, and 20 right now here in the city of Toronto. We've got the 18 degrees for the overnight hours tonight, and then we'll see this on this trend that is expected to continue for another day. We'll show you when it looks like we're going to dry out and warm up. Coming up for Now and South. Over to you.
Thank you, Lindsay. Toronto police are looking for a vehicle that struck a female pedestrian in a parking lot in St. Jamestown this morning. Investigators say she was hit around 7:45 outside an apartment building at Parliament and St. James Avenue. Her injuries are described as not life-threatening. Police say the vehicle did not remain on the scene, and they're still searching for it. A description of that vehicle has not been released yet.
York Regional Police are searching for a man wanted in a break-and-enter in Vaughan. Police have released these images of the suspect. The break-in happened on July 29th at a place of worship near Bathurst and Lady Dolores Avenue. Computers and an audio system were down. Food were stolen. York Regional Police say they don't believe the incident was hate motivated. And police have released an image of a woman wanted in connection with an assault in a TTC bus. This happened on May 26th near Jane and Falstaff. Police say the victim was not injured in the assault. The suspect is described as between 50 and 60 years old and roughly 5'6". Police are asking anybody with any information to come forward.
A 38-year-old man has been accused of trafficking fentanyl and other drugs in the city. Prosecuted two search warrants last week near James Finch, one for a residence, one for a vehicle. They recovered 2 handguns and ammunition along with fentanyl, cocaine, crack cocaine, and a large amount of cash. John Mensa is facing 20 gun and drug-related charges.
And a Richmond Hill teenager has been charged in a hit-and-run in Toronto back in the spring. A 34-year-old man suffered life-threatening injuries when he was struck by a car at Queen and Jones just before midnight on May 20th. The vehicle took off. A 17-year-old boy from Richmond Hill has now been arrested and charged with 2 counts of dangerous driving causing bodily harm and leaving the scene of an accident. He's set to appear in court in October.
Exactly 2 weeks ago, before most kids are back to school, families looking to buy new gear and essentials, while in many cases not spend a fortune. Just ahead, expert insight on
We return now to our coverage of that tentative agreement between Air Canada and its flight attendants. The strike ended after the union refused to comply with the government back-to-work order.
CTV's Rachel Aiello now on what that defiance could mean for future labor disruptions in Canada.
The federal government moving so swiftly to try and force flight attendants back to work, and Air Canada stating it expected that move to be enforced, has riled up the organized labor movement, which is already predicting the way this dispute played out, will be precedent-setting. They were using this as a crutch, and over the weekend, the flight attendants made sure that crutch snapped. Workers' unions say they've been emboldened by the last 24 hours and flight attendants' ability to get a deal at the table after defying a federal arbitrationist. I very strongly think that the message that was sent to employers
our school.
Oh. High school.
We underappreciate how hard it is living with a chronic disease. It's every decision. It's, do I have the energy to go for a walk? Am I making the right food choices?
That's why he recognizes the importance of making Ozempic or semaglutide injections available now for type 2 diabetes patients with high risk of kidney disease. And that could be millions across Canada.
Diabetes is probably the #1 cause of kidney failure. It's not a small subset. So in Ontario, for example, I think Diabetes Canada says 1 to 1.
And in one patient has kidney disease, there is an augmented higher risk of developing cardiovascular disease.
Researcher Dr. David Flynn says Ozempic won't restore lost kidney function, but it is effective in reducing future damage.
Patients that have type 2 diabetes, they should be screened for kidney disease on a yearly basis at least.
Lindsay, who took insulin and underwent dialysis for several years before getting a kidney and pancreas transplant, says Ozempic is not for everyone. For example, patients with gallbladder disease or pancreatitis may not be able to use it, but it will be another useful tool in the effort to preserve kidney function for many. Pauline Chan, CTV News.
An exhibition highlighting the impact of Black culture on art and fashion has made its way to Toronto.
So happening at the United Contemporary Gallery in downtown Toronto. CTV's Jessica Smith is up to preview.
Celebrating Black culture, creativity, and resiliency.
Too Much Fashion is an exhibition that features 9 incredibly talented artists.
Too Much Fashion and
Black culture is the 365 situation.
For Gordon Shadrack, one of the artists featured in the show, his work is part of sharing his own story.
Into the narrative that I'm talking about with my work.
Artist House, the Learning Table discussion will be taking 18 minutes per month, creating space in
opportunities for conversations and learning.
What you're getting from it is, it's not just black people, it's people from all different backgrounds coming in and seeing something in this work.
Too Much Fashion here at the United Contemporary Gallery is free to attend. It will be in place through to August 30th. Jessica Smith, CTV News. After the break, the first place Blue Jays try to get back into the win column after a dramatic loss in Pittsburgh. The preview of tonight's game against the Pirates coming up.
Time now for News Talk 1010 Time Saver Traffic.
Well, it has been a slow drive, and it looks like there's some minor issues on the westbound lane to the car here, just as you make your way through the south lane. Looks like it's all through the construction zone in the right lane. Couldn't quite bit of a slowdown now as you make your way on the approach. No issues on the DVP and north and southbound. Pretty slow between Eglinton and the 401. And if you're on the 401, still jammed with the westbound between the Don Valley Parkway and the 427. Traffic brought to you by Frank Leo, your home sold guarantee. Frank Leo of Remax has a multi-million-dollar marketing system guaranteed to get sold to Frank will buy. Get more, go to getleo.com and start packing with confidence. We do News Talk 1010 Toronto traffic. I'm Ash Ryan, CAF 1.
Dream agents, this Tuesday's Lotto Max jackpot is
Fresco. Nice Jamaican breadfruit. Frying. Crispy and nice. This is the plantain of frying. Plantain. Just turn them over. Ain't it looking lovely? Lovely plantain. Lovely. Fried breadfruit. Plantain. Doing some tuna fish with onion, carrot, sweet pepper, little black pepper, and so forth. To eat with this. Gonna start fry them up now. Getting it ready to fry up. This is it, is all finished.
So, we're there, man.
Ready to eat. Ain't it lovely?
Yeah.
Fried plantain, fried breadfruit with tuna, fish.
An end to this conflict in Ukraine, but so far that has proven elusive as the Kremlin has
This
said
is what I'm
they're
eating
nowhere
for my
near being
breakfast.
And totally unrelated to all of the important news, he was wearing a hat, and it wasn't saying "Make America Great Again." It said Trump was right about everything. It seemed to be. I hadn't seen that hat yet before. Is this a new development?
Which is you have to wait until a presentation is made to a grand jury and an indictment is returned, and then you move to suppress evidence that was obtained pursuant to these search warrants because you believe there was either no probable cause, there was information that was left out, it was overbroad in the search. That's the way it usually proceeds. Now, We have seen it proceed in a different fashion, and if his lawyers choose to follow that pattern in practice, they will move to have some sort of injunction put in place in some sort of parallel civil court saying that there was no authorization for this information to be obtained, that there was no probable cause. That didn't work out well before, and I'm not sure that it's going to work out well now. So his lawyers are simply going to have to put themselves in a position where they sit back, they listen, they cooperate. One of the things we didn't talk about was there a prior request for this material to be returned? And if so, when was that request made? Was it made back in 2020? Did he not comply with it? And if so, then you're dealing with some sort of obstruction. Again, you've seen this all played out. So there's several different roads that we could go down here.
And still so much, of course, that we just don't know. Former federal prosecutor David Weinstein, live for us there. Thank you so much, and we will have much more in the story throughout our show. Right, for the first time, famine has been officially confirmed in parts of Gaza, including Gaza City, in what the UN chief is calling a failure of humanity itself. The troubling report comes from the IPC, United Nations-backed group that monitors food security, and it warns that famine is expected to spread to other parts of the enclave without a ceasefire and an end to restrictions on humanitarian aid. The IPC says currently over 500,000 people in Gaza are now facing catastrophic conditions characterized by starvation, destitution, and death. Israel, meantime, is rejecting the findings.
should just go behind her.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Lord. Happy birthday to you. May the good Lord bless you. May the good Lord bless you. May the good Lord bless keep you. Happy birthday to you. Hip hip. She's over 80 and still wearing jeans.
Mom's gonna blow out her candles. Before she does so, I need a phone to take pictures. Mom, this brother? Put it out.
Go ahead.
Ready?
Make a wish.
Why don't you blow in the cake?
Oh, Find harder. Go ahead. Harder. Like your life depends on it. Oh, she did it very sweet. I just printed a word, okay? I tried for it.
Make it a verb. An adverb.
One, two, three. Yay! No plate. Paula, where's the plates? All the herb plates is there. So take out the candles. Take out the candles.